Totes and Kay, do you find that sometimes with these successful artists, we're talking about, you know, grime really is the soundtrack of the streets. Do you find that sometimes when they make it, they can slip away from that? You know, we were talking beforehand about this with the producers, and Dizzy Rascal's name came up, and there's like, well, kind of, he made it successful, and then he kind of went a bit white, a bit whitewashed. Can that happen to some of our most successful artists?
I feel like
it's sad at the same. I think it is sad.
But I feel like now it's not like that as much. I feel like now it's like it's cool to do this. Like you don't really want to go into the whole trying to be mainstream and trying to like sell to everyone. So because I feel like everybody wants to take a bit of us now, if that makes sense.
Rather than giving it
them. So I don't think so as much.
It still happens though.
It still happens. Like for example, like Tiny Temper. I know.
I was just about to say.
He's completely changed now. Like he's
360'd.
Yeah. So sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do.
And I think it depends on where your heart's at as well. Yeah. If you're doing it for what you love to do, then you stay with who you really started with.
Yeah. Do you think you can sell out then, Esther? Like, do you think Tiny Temper?
I think he's sold out.
Really?
I think that's just my personal opinion, because I feel like when you look at, when you look at where he started and where he is now, his music has changed. He's not the same rapper that he once was, the person that we fell in love with. Like, obviously, don't get it twisted, he most probably has opened up doors for other audience to like him and love him. And obviously,
with Disturbing London,
thank you, exactly. But I just feel like the person that we once knew, you know, it's not there no more. Like, he's a bit, even in terms of his fashion,
but
like,
then at the same
completely
time,
changed.
Different, isn't it?
Very different. Do you know what I mean?
Quirky.
Yeah, but at the same time, it might be he's on his own path and he needed to find himself. And maybe he's found himself in this genre, and that's what he was supposed to do.
Do you kind of feel like that happens with the mainstream? Remember Mobos? I don't know, you girls are all a bit younger than me, just a little bit from you, Esther. But I remember there was a time nobody watched it. You had to go late, Channel 4, late on BBC Three or wherever to find the Mobos. But now the Mobos are almost like the Brits.
Yeah, it is.
See, the thing about Tiny Temper, let's use Stormzy as an example. Now, we're all watching Stormzy grow, develop, and become very successful. I don't see him changing. I still believe that he's staying true.
He did the track with Ed Sheeran.
Exactly, he did, but he's still staying true to himself. Exactly. Like, you can still relate and say that's Stormzy. You see, with Tiny Temper, I feel like he is allowed himself to adapt to the society that he wants to be in. You know, the people that he's around. Now, I don't want to go indulge in it too deep, but I just believe that he's almost made himself. He's no longer who he once was. I feel like, I don't want to say he's forgotten his roots, but I feel like he's almost forgotten his roots, and he's adapted to it as the environment that he's in now.
He's been whitewashed.
Whitewashed, yeah, that's the word. Whitewashed, yes.
I wouldn't say Tiny Temper's whitewashed, but I know some people say he is. What is it about the Afrobeat scene? Why do you think it is so hard for women to break the mold?
I think that one of the reasons would be it's kind of an African thing where there's a very profound and pronounced patriarchy system, you know, where guys, you know, tend to have the upper hand. It's a worldwide thing, but it's especially like intense in Africa. Yeah, of course. I think it just kind of seeps into, you know, the music as well.
I also was reading about you being in gospel. Now, gospel, if we talk about Nigeria and the patriarchal system, Christianity and religion is entrenched in the culture. Was it scary for you to kind of break free and go to secular music? Can you tell me about how you managed to do it?
It was very unnerving, but I think it was mostly internal. I used to, because all I'd done before then was gospel music. So because I wanted to start writing. Nobody made me do gospel, first of all. You know, so the pressure wasn't that, oh, what would people say? You know, I've never been about that, but I was worried, like, would I be able to pull it off? This is what I know. You know, so can I really come out and, you know, do something different?
Why though? Why did you do it?
I wanted to tell all the stories.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to be able to express all my experiences. You know, I didn't just want it to be about my religious beliefs. So I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to be an artist, a complete artist, and that's really what was behind it.
Has there been any backlash for that?
Actually, barely. You know? Yeah, I actually expected more. Because you know how it can be.
Gosh, of course.
You know, I expected more judgment and everything, but there were a lot of people that supported me. I think people just sensed that, you know, I was just trying to live my truth, and I try to be as genuine as possible. Yeah. You know, and I feel like people could sense that, and you know, like, even if there was judgment, I know, because I'm stubborn, so I would have just, you know, ridden it through, but people were very supportive.
Good, and they should be, because you're so talented. And I want you to tell us about the Mobos, how you got the call, what the night was like, and did you kind of feel that gospel was supposed to be in that secular world?
At that time, when I was going on my journey, I never saw Mobo was on my way. It was like, Mobo is over there.
I'm here.
I'm here. How would this Lagos boy go to Mobo? So, I mean, I had a good support from friends and family. They were pushing me. Some would call me and say, be strong and just focus. And I had that mindset to do it for the love.
When you say do it, what was the it? Was the it trying to get to become a worship leader in the church, or was the it trying to make money, tap into that $500 million?
Wow, I saw the billion. I've never seen the billion face to face. So she'll come my way.
Me too, I received it
So,
too.
like I said, it wasn't about the money at first. It wasn't about the fame. It was about the love. What I want to encourage people, because it's my story, what I've been through, the letdown, the heartbreaks, everything.
Yeah, it's your testimony,
It's
isn't
my
it?
testimony that I'm singing out to the world and letting them know that, I'm human. And so many people, you'll find out that so many of the people that I minister, they're unbelievers. So when I have the opportunity to go to the Mobo, it was like, wow, it was needed at that time for the journey that I'm doing.
What year was this?
2016.
Oh, wow.
So it was needed to bring light, also people that want to do Afro gospel, so that they can say, wow, there's the leader.
And how has that changed your ministry and your artistry?
To be honest with you, it brought glory, it brought more attention, and from that attention, I had to put my head down and say, God, this is not about me anymore. It's the boat is getting more, the ship is getting more bigger, and the audience, people are coming, different opportunity.
Were you tempted? Was there temptations to kind of go secular? Some of the offers and some of
course,
some of the after parties. You've got to be careful, haven't you?
I actually didn't go to the after party.
Okay, good boy.
I did not go to the after party. They were like, oh, let's go for after party. I just went to see the
Lord.
opportunity. So I met people, I met friends. I saw DJ Copy. I was like, wow, is this Copy? so you see, all those things was needed at that time. And I can tell you that from 2009 to now, there's a little bit of change.
Good, I'm happy for you, and it's great to have a Mobo Award nominee on Nonny, first time. Smack Nation, a youth church based in southeast London, where every Sunday a group called Hope Dealers rap in the style of gospel drill about redemption and salvation, wearing hoodies and balaclavas. Is this a good way to embrace youth culture? Are we pushing it too far, Sam? Would you expect to go to a youth service and see guys literally that could rob you, kind of rapping about Jesus?
I think it's become common practice for many ministers to try to engage the public by using different means. But I'm of the opinion that they're taken away from what the gospel is about.
What is it about?
And I think the gospel should be about Jesus as the centripetal force of everything. If we say, okay, let's attract a group of young people just because they like this type of music, the fact is, when that music is taken away, what is left? Are these people going to still remain in the church, or are they going to go back to their old ways? So I feel that there are very attractive ways to win people over, but most of these ways and a lot of the tactics that a lot of these churches are taking on, they lack substance. They lack what is central, and that's Jesus.
About your involvement with Afrobeat stars in Niger, and I'm talking about the Adekunle Golds, the Simis, because let's be honest, here the scene is not as big as it should be. You said there's thousands, but we're not seeing as many of you UK guys as we should.
Yeah, well, first shout out to the guys that trying to make it happen. People like Coco Bass Made and everyone else. But my relationship with them back home is fantastic as well. A couple of months back I performed at Adekunle Gold Show. So I think with time, because Afrobeat, I don't think it's an entitlement. I think it's work that we have to put in it, because the guys that also have the opportunities out there put the work in it. So, and we are putting work in it. So shout out to the guys that are actually, giving that opportunity as well. And I think very soon we'll make sure Afrobeat stays, because, few years back it came with Fela and all that, and then went back. sideline.
Very few years back. And it's changing all the time,
so,
right?
Yeah, so now we're trying to make sure that it actually stays as a genre. And I look forward to the day that a non-African can actually do that genre very well as well, because we have non-Caribbeans doing dancehall music.
We have, let me tell you something, there in every genre, every facet of African society, a non-African is doing what we're doing. So I'm sure there's Oyinbo, Afrobeat artists at the moment.
I mean, video. Are we going there?
Yeah, about
Tiwa fan club was ready.
It's 9:30 in the morning. Can we talk about the Fever
Can
video?
we talk? First of all, are they together? Are they not together? I mean, let's talk about the chemistry in the video.
There's no chemistry.
What?
I don't think that chemistry was real.
Really? There's undeniable chemistry in that video.
It felt weird to me.
She's been backlash. There was backlash.
Yeah,
the reason why there was backlash is because Tiwa is an older woman.
Yeah.
Tiwa is married.
Tiwa has a child.
Tiwa has a child. The T-Bills, who she's still married to, they're separated. We don't even know because she came out with the video. Tiwa did this herself. She came out, sat on a sofa and said, these are all the issues that we've had.
Yep.
Then we saw them photographed together, but she never spoke about whether they were together or not. And we presume now they're not. T-Bills went on the record and said, Wizkid would never do that to me. He's my boy, he's like a younger brother. And the next minute, they're releasing this video where they're all over each other. And people are kind of like, Tiwa, have some self-respect.
But even before the video, the rumours about the two of them, are they together, are they not, have been going
They had been seen behind the scenes, kissing, hugging, loving.
At the end of the day, whether she's married or not, we don't know the facts.
No, we don't.
And we don't even know if
we only know what she told us.
We only know,
and she went deep.
Exactly, and we only know what she puts out there.
Exactly.
Yes,
and
her and Wizkid are parading around, but they have not said we are a couple. So for us to just judge and be like, she's still married, she's still this, but
the thing is, first of all, they both know who they are, right? So they know that whatever they do, people are going to be watching it.
Exactly.
And second of all, you know what Nigerian, Ghanaian bloggers are like. We will make up stories where there isn't any. Say we, I'm not including myself. However, but this is the thing is, either address it or don't address it.
Okay, so here's my
thing.
Here's my thing. We have more scandalous couples in America, and we don't bat an eyelid. We have Black China, who had a baby for her sister's friend, blah blah blah, and we don't bat an eyelid. So what is the big deal here?
I think it's, if you're going to be honest, go all the way.
Yes.
I think she probably realizes it was a mistake to do that outrageous interview. And let's be honest, she actually showed. Sorry guys, she actually showed her on the hospital bed having a miscarriage. It was obviously reactionary. That's fine.
Definitely.
But then keep telling us you can't have your cake and eat it. If you're somebody like Beyonce, you keep yourself private. If you're like the Kardashians, you tell us all. Now she went down that road. She deserves to tell her fans, I'm with Wiz, I'm not. We asked her, we had a Yango exclusive interview. We said, are you with Wizkid? She looked me straight in the eye and she said, no, as if butter wouldn't melt. Who knew that this video was in the making?
But the video doesn't mean that they're together.
It doesn't.
Okay, but look at Naomi Campbell and Skepta. They never said they were together. They did one GQ shot and everyone was like, oh my God.
Exactly. Like we were talking about it for months. Same way we're talking about with Wiz and Tiwa. If this is the reason they did it, we're talking about them.
You need to address those young men that are making music, who are confessing to knife crimes, who are confessing to gun crimes, who are saying that they killed someone and they heard their mum cry. I think it's disgusting. And as a mother myself, who's got a young child, who is raising this child in this same world that we live in, it breaks my heart because I don't want to raise my child in such a world where music, people are now even, before at least if crimes were committed, I'm not saying at least it's a good thing, but when crimes were committed in the past, you wouldn't hear on it. There was silence. But now young men are brave enough to put it on a track. And I think it's disgusting.
God, Esther, I've known you for how long now? I've never actually seen you speak so passionately on something. No, so it shows how important this is, girls. And it's really important what Esther said, and I want to pick up from that, because if you're talking about drill, and you see the videos, they're all in hooded masks, and they are talking about shanking, doing drive-bys, and you see the weapons in the video. How far away is that, Tights and K, from Stormzy saying, I can put you in the boot of my car? We all sing along to it. Our kids sing along to it. But how far away is that from glamorizing and showing the knife, the shank, and the gun?
It's true. To be honest, I don't really know, because I don't have too much of an opinion because I don't really listen to the music too much, but I do understand completely what Esther's saying and I agree with it totally. But then I also have to think that it is you are your own person and you can think alone. So you can't really say music is going to make you act a certain type of way, because
it can influence you own to a certain extent. You have your own mind and your own body.
Yeah.
Can you understand why some would say that, you know, this is kind of, you're trying to sensationalize something that doesn't have any meaning? Because I think, you know, in the past couple of years, there's only been 1 or 2 people that have been arrested. And that was because of a direct correlation between drill music and knife crime.
So you could say a lot of people are talking metaphorically. They're not really going to do anything, okay? But because you know, music is a way of expressing yourself.
Of course,
you know,
of course.
You might think it, but you may not do anything. But when you look at these videos are speaking. They're in correlation to what they're saying.
Some of them are actually quite scary. I've
very
seen them.
scary.
They
like, you know,
scary.
I'm scared. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm even scared. I get scared.
watching.
Like, you know, masks on. Like, I get scared walking from my house to my flat. If I saw someone in a mask, I would be scared, because you see these music videos where people are wearing masks. You see them even holding knives that are big, that they say I've stabbed, and they will say it in their lyrics, I stabbed you with this. Or, you know.
It's true. So, you know, Tyson Case, why would you be wearing a mask and showing the knife if you have no intention of using it?
Yeah, it's true. But like, I was thinking, like, though, there's other like music types as well, like rock music. We could say the same with that.
Of course,
like,
of course. You could say that it does make you want to, you know, go out and get high and have an overdose. And some people probably do.
So I think for us to really focus on like drill and trap music and all stuff like that, we have to then think about other genres. We have to go into it's not fair just to focus on that, because there's other music types that are like that and we don't ever really speak upon it.
Beyonce. That's so interesting. It's funny because, again, you know, I'm always bringing in my producer, but we were talking about it and I was like, gotta be Beyonce. We've got to talk about Beyonce. We've got to talk about Beyonce. It's Nonny. Why? She's a bit... Whether or not we love her or loathe her, Beyonce is still a phenomenal black woman. Come on.
Absolutely. She has done a lot for the music industry, for black women in the music industry. She has paved the way. She might be a robot, because Glastonbury, 4 months pregnant. Do you remember 2011?
Oh my God, yeah.
Right? And she was wearing that outfit. And I was like, where,
and the Grammys,
where
she was
is,
pregnant
where
as well.
is the baby? Is it in your armpit? And I just, you know, my thing with Beyonce is that she's a bit sometimes. So sometimes
she's worth $355 million. Sometimes she's the first black woman to headline Coachella. Sometimes she's the highest paid black artist of all time, passing Michael J., the world's highest paid recording artist. Come on.
Give her some
This is
accolades.
a sister.
She deserves the accolades, and Beyonce, you've done very well, but I just feel that
she's a bit
Tell us, what is this?
She's a bit like, isn't it? She's a bit like Marmite. You either love her
her
or
But
you don't.
she's not Nicki Minaj. Look at all this social media.
goodness.
This is
Look
the
at
thing.
the kind of social media times we're living in at the moment. Kim K, you know, just barely covering her nipples with a Chanel bra and panty. All of the kind of controversial stuff that she gets involved with, including Rihanna as well. There's nothing on Beyonce. She lives a very clean life. It's okay, she might post a picture that people think is a bit, you know, kind of snooty. But what has she actually done that causes black women any offence?
Now, this is the thing with Beyonce. I'm very, very pro Beyonce. But my reaction in the beginning was because I knew that you might not be pro Beyonce. Like,
Don't get me wrong. I'm pro Beyonce. I have her albums.
I get what
We
you
have to be, innit? We have to be. Yeah, we have to be.
No, I don't think we have to be. I don't think we have to be.
I do.
That's the fair
But
point.
I've paid to go and see her. I've also got free tickets. I love going. She's an amazing performer. Don't get me wrong. I love Beyonce. I love her music. I just feel that
She's very sometimes. And you know
She-
what? That
she's
is what
sometimes.
that is
And
the
she-
vibe a lot of people do get.
Oh my
is
gosh.
sometimes.
Oh my
just think-
gosh. Okay, go on.
I just think that Beyonce, we cannot discredit, and I know you're not discrediting, but we cannot discredit her talent, her efforts towards the community, her awareness on black people in general.
Black Lives Matter. We're
No,
talking
just
about the
feminism,
avoidance of
black
Barack
women.
Obama and
I mean,
Oprah,
even
Beyonce,
something as little as putting
Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl. It's not something as little as putting Chimamanda's feminism extract in a song. Do you know how much of a difference that made to Chimamanda's life? I mean, no disrespect to Chimamanda, but the fact is Beyonce uses her platform to
elevate other blacks.
other
What
people.
about the first black photographer to get a cover on Vogue magazine?
Yeah, and
that was
absolutely
through
it was
her.
And
there's
even
that jacket that says my Beyonce's publicist is black, as in she can do all of these things and still have a black publicist.
Yeah. And even like her you know, the videos and music videos and things that are choreographed, she goes, like, she's detailed. Like, she'll go to, I think it was the Run the Girls where they did like massive choreography, and
from South Africa.
I think it was Ivory Coast. But she went there and met the street kids and actually, you know, helped them and put them on and stuff like that. And I mean, yes, I mean, people think that she should do it. She's a celebrity and she's using their talent and stuff like that. But she doesn't have to.